Yo, what up everybody? We are back again. This time we are drawing Kakihara and his girlfriend, I guess you can call her, Karen from the movie Ichi the Killer. Now I am a huge fan of this movie. It's basically a Japanese version of Batman versus the Joker. There's quite a bit of body horror going on in it. Good amount of gore, some sexual perversion. It runs the whole gamut. Anyway, right now we were just adding. I think it's color burn is the tool, just to darken up his hair a little bit because he has like bleach blonde hair. Yeah, as you can see, just making a few adjustments here and there. And his suit is I guess you can call it like a iridescent kind of suit. It's really bizarre, and then try to figure that out here in a minute. You see exactly what kind of technique I'm going to use to make that suit happen. Right now we're just going into some shadows here for the hair. Give it a little more depth. Hair is fun to draw. Like I think I mentioned it before. Fun and scary. You know, you can kind of do a lot with it. Just little details, a few lines here and there make a lot of difference. Okay, just some more shadows here, building up the face. Right now the speed is at 16 times normal speed. The entire coloring process for both characters was about 5 hours, I think, which is an extremely long time. I need to improve my workflow a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of things I can do to actually increase the speed. On certain drawings, I will use it's a tool called the lasso tool where you just kind of select the area and drop in color. I do that for more stuff that's like I don't know, more simplified drawings, but this kind of requires a lot of detail, so I just like to go in and just with the pen itself and just draw all that stuff in. Feels better to me, like naturally, but it's quite tedious. As for Kakihara himself, he is a masochist, and so like he actually scarred himself up that way. Just loves the sensation of pain, and that's all he's looking for throughout the entire movie. Someone who could beat him up without going into too much detail about the movie. Okay, just some more highlights, shadows for the hair, and we're about to jump into the suit. Sped up here, I think it's times 64, because there's not really a whole lot of details going on here. I had to create a kind of glitter effect for his shirt. I guess it's glitter or rhinestones or whatever's going on with that shirt he has, his undershirt. Oh, here's me just adding different gradients for that suit. Like I said, it's like iridescent, so it kind of just changes color with the whatever light that's hitting it. I think I handled it pretty well. I probably could have went in and did some other stuff too, but I feel like I've already spent a lot of time on it as it is. So it's a pretty cool suit, actually. He wears another one in the movie where it's all plaid, and I was going to draw that one, but the last time I drew it, that took forever, and the idea was to get a pattern, a plaid pattern, and just kind of overlay it and fold it to make it, fit his body. I may end up doing that anyway, just for a little side piece, All right, Kakihara's done for the moment. Now we're off to Karen, which her coat has like feathers around the collar and around the cuffs, and that was another thing that was actually quite annoying to try to recreate. I think that the tips of the feathers were black, so I just kind of darkened the some of the edges on it to try to give that illusion. Going into some details on her folds in her shirt. I think I bumped up the speed here because she doesn't really have a lot of super details going on with her. Put a little, I think it's like cherry blossom pattern in her stockings that I kind of overlooked when I went back and looked at the source material. As for her role in the movie, basically Harley Quinn. She worked at his hostess club, and he kind of recruits her to help him find their missing boss, and so she's kind of there along for the ride. And she also loves to give pain to people, so she'd probably be more of a sadist to his masochist. And even Ichi himself, which is basically the Batman of the movie, he's a masochist too. So you kind of have that dynamic going on. Just hitting up the feather coat, whatever you want to call this thing. Oh, she has like a lot of body glitter that you may be able to see in the video. It's kind of hard to tell. What was a close-up? Get a better idea of how it looks. But yeah, body glitter. Going back to finish the cuffs, I forgot about them. Also, back onto the topic of the movie, the soundtrack is amazing. If you don't watch the movie, at least look up the soundtrack. It's quite amazing. Hitting up with some soft light for some highlights. A little more details in the face. A few more highlights. A little blush around like the warm places, necks, nose, hands, knees, stuff like that. Some eyeshadow. Okay, a little detail for the lips, like lip gloss. Back to Kakihara. He actually has a slit mouth, and so one of the first times you see him in the movie, he's smoking, and he's blowing smoke through the slits in his mouth. So, figure I'll add that at the end. And we're just about done with this piece. Add a few details here in the cigarette. So, a little light. Add a shadow so it won't be standing in space. A few more highlights for her boots. I think her boots are made out of leather. And there you have it. Kakihara and his girlfriend Karen.